Something is shifting. The heavens are not silent. Chosen one, God has spoken your name. And the days ahead, they are nothing short of divine appointment. This isn't wishful thinking. This is spiritual reality. The time you've been waiting for is no longer coming. It's here. You've carried battles in silence. You've walked through deserts with no map, no help, no applause. People saw your strength, but never your struggle. They saw the surface, but not the spiritual war beneath it. But God saw it all. Every tear you cried in secret. Every door that slammed in your face. Every time you had to rebuild your faith from nothing. He saw it. And now, heaven is responding. You didn't break. You bent. And now, your reward is unfolding. God is announcing major days for you. Days of restoration, elevation, healing, and harvest. Yes, the years the locusts stole are being returned. The betrayal you endured will be flipped into blessings. The rejection you felt will be the stage for your recognition. The pain you carried is becoming power. And the world will wonder how you got through it all. But you'll know, it was never you alone. It was God. You've been faithful when it was hard. You stayed true when everything around you was false. You kept your heart clean when bitterness tried to take root. You forgave when you were never apologized to. And now, your character is your key. Your obedience, even in private, was your seed. And heaven never forgot it. You may have been delayed, but you were never denied. You may have been overlooked by man, but you were handpicked by God. And when God marks you, no one can unmark you. That's why things are shifting. That's why doors are opening that don't make sense. That's why people are being removed without explanation. That's why you feel a pull in your spirit, even if your mind doesn't understand it yet. Because God is clearing the path. He's going ahead of you. He's making crooked places straight. You are not walking into your blessing. Your blessing is rushing toward you, and what's coming will be nothing short of divine timing. Don't let the silence of others confuse you. This next season isn't about who claps for you. It's about who called you. You don't need everyone's validation when you already have God's announcement. The noise of the crowd will never override the voice of heaven. And heaven has spoken. Major days are being released for your life. Days of divine clarity. Days where everything that didn't make sense suddenly comes together. Days where all the waiting will feel worth it. You see, being chosen doesn't mean being exempt from pain. It means being trusted with a process. And you've been trusted. Trusted to carry weight others would have crumbled under. Trusted to speak truth in rooms where lies were comfortable. Trusted to walk alone so others could follow the path you cleared. And now, God is about to trust you with influence, authority, and abundance. Not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. Willing to surrender. Willing to grow. Willing to believe when everything screamed give up. Chosen one, this is your confirmation. You're not crazy. You're not too late. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You are exactly where you need to be. And what's meant for you is already in motion. Don't let temporary emotions rob you of permanent promises. The enemy's biggest attack was to make you doubt your destiny. But God never changed his mind about you. What he spoke still stands. There is favor on your name that no man can block. There are doors with your name on them that no one else can walk through. There are blessings that were always meant for you, not because you earned them, but because God assigned them. You're not stepping into luck. You're stepping into alignment. And in divine alignment, everything accelerates. Things that took years will now happen in weeks. Delays are being broken. Cycles are being shattered. What once held you back is being cut off at the root. And all you need to do is stay in position. Don't panic. Don't beg. Don't chase. Don't force. Just trust. God is not a man that he should lie. If he said it, he meant it. And he's saying now, this is your moment. This is your rise. This is your appointed time. The suffering was real, but so is the glory that's coming. The tears were real, but so is the joy that's rising. The attacks were real, but so is the victory being delivered. They may not see it yet. They may not believe it, but you will live it, and they'll have no choice but to witness it, because what God is doing next in your life, no one will be able to deny. Not even the ones who tried to break you. Not even the ones who walked away. Not even the ones who laughed at your faith. They're about to see what favor looks like. They're about to see what obedience leads to. And they'll realize you weren't just lucky, you were called. So don't shrink. Don't apologize. Don't second guess what you already know in your spirit. You're not just another person trying to survive. You are chosen. You are covered. You are aligned. And heaven is announcing this over you now. Get ready, because the major days God planned for you are no longer in the future. They're starting now. The days ahead are not just about change. They are about transformation. A transformation so deep, so radical, it will alter everything you thought you knew about your life and your purpose. This is more than a season. This is a divine reset. Everything you've been through was preparing you for this. Every heartbreak, every setback, every moment of doubt was a stepping stone leading to this breakthrough. You may have felt like you were waiting on the sidelines, watching others take their place in the sun while you remained in the shadows. But that was never your permanent position. The shadows were your training ground, your refinement chamber. And now, the spotlight is shifting. The stage is being set. The curtain is rising. And you are about to step into the role God designed for you from the beginning. Remember this: the enemy tries to convince you that your season of breakthrough is delayed, that you are too late, that someone else has taken your place. But this is a lie crafted to steal your peace and steal your purpose. When God calls, timing is perfect, even if it doesn't look perfect from the outside. His schedule is never early or late. It's always on time. You are exactly where you need to be for what you need to receive. So, how do you prepare for what's next? You prepare by staying anchored in faith. Not a shallow faith that disappears when storms come, but a faith rooted in the unchanging nature of God. Faith that says, even if I don't see it yet, I believe it's coming. Even if my circumstances say no, God says yes. This faith is your spiritual armor. It protects you from discouragement. It shields you from despair. It empowers you to keep moving forward when the world tries to hold you back. In this next season, your faith will be tested, but not to break you, to strengthen you, to refine you into the person equipped to handle the blessings coming your way. Because God's blessings are not just about abundance, they are about responsibility. You're not just receiving for yourself. You're receiving to bless others, to be a light in the darkness, to be a voice for those who have been silenced. And here's the truth: your breakthrough will not look like everyone else's. God's plans are unique for each chosen one. You don't need to compare your journey to anyone else's. The timing, the way, and the manifestations are tailor-made for your life. The key is to stay patient and obedient, to say yes when God says yes, and to wait in peace when God says wait. Don't be surprised if the old ways of thinking try to creep back in. The doubts, the fears, the what-ifs, they will knock on your door. But you hold the keys of victory. Speak God's promises over your life. Declare out loud what heaven has whispered in your spirit. Speak life over your dreams and death over your doubts. Your words have power. And in this season, they will carry even greater weight. Expect the unexpected. Sometimes God's blessings come wrapped in challenges. Sometimes doors open only to lead you through a narrow path you didn't expect. Sometimes blessings come disguised as struggles. But through it all, keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your heart tuned to God's voice. He will never leave you nor forsake you. You're about to experience doors opening that no one can explain. Opportunities will come that seem too good to be true. Connections will be made that will elevate your life and purpose. Resources will appear when you least expect them, but most need them. And the peace that surpasses all understanding will guard your heart through every step. But there is one thing you must never forget in the midst of all this: humility. The greater the blessing, the greater the responsibility to remain humble and grateful. Remember where you came from, the lessons learned in the valley, and the grace that brought you through. Your humility will be a magnet for favor, and it will keep your heart aligned with God's purpose. Also, prepare for the people God is sending your way. There will be allies, mentors, and supporters who will come alongside you. These divine connections are not coincidences. They are strategic placements by heaven. Some will challenge you, some will encourage you, and some will open doors you never dreamed of. Be open to receiving their wisdom and partnership. At the same time, don't be surprised if some people are removed from your life. Not because you failed, but because God is making room for what's next. Sometimes pruning is necessary so that new growth can flourish. It's not rejection, it's redirection. Trust that God's removals are as intentional as His appointment.